welcome to Crochet, a Canadian crochet podcast. I am your hostess, Claudia. Thank you so much for joining me today. I couldn't waste such a great hair day. I know this is not for everybody, but I love it when it's just like so unmanageable. It's great. Uniformly unmanageable, let's say that. I am back in my basement today. It is busy upstairs because we have a new puppy. Her name is Ember, and because I'm downstairs, this guy is not a puppy. This guy is also bothering me. His name is Kendo. He is 16. So you will hear all manner of sounds that are basement noises and all of that stuff. Hello, Ember. Do you want to come be on the camera? Ember. I will show you some video of her at the end of this the end of this podcast. I will show you delightful puppiness at the end, I promise. So let's get into our podcast today. Thank you so much for joining me. Today I'm going to start with my yarn purchases. Actually, just before that, did you watch last week's podcast? Because I did a special one. I'm not sure like how well it went. It wasn't really podcasty. It was a crochet along with me. But by the time I had finished that and edited it and the voiceovers and everything, I really didn't have time to do a podcast episode, which is why I ended up releasing it on the same day. And I don't think I'm going to do that again. I think if I have a crochet along with me or a pattern or something like that, I'm going to probably release those on Saturdays, but not every week. The podcast will be Wednesday afternoons that I'm releasing the episode. And then if there's any special things, I will just do them on a Saturday. And I will make sure that I plan for it instead of doing it spur of the moment, which is hard because I'm a spur of the moment kind of person. Anyway, okay, let's get into the yarn purchases. So I know I said I wasn't going to buy any yarn, but Michael's was having a sale and I have like no self-control right now. Plus, I don't know, I was getting some stuff for the kids and I was like, yes, I need this. I don't know. I am so sorry. My pets are super noisy today. Anyway. So noisy. Yes, kitty, I know. So the first thing that I purchased, I'm sure the label's the right way up, is this Barcelona roving yarn. I don't usually care for roving yarn because I feel like it looks so ratty so quickly. I prefer a twisted yarn, and the more strands, the better in my opinion. I have our tree skirt that I showed, oh gosh, on Vlogmas a while ago. I'll link it up in the cards. But that was made of roving wool, and the puppy, she doesn't chew it, but she likes to sleep on it, so she does her little like scritchy thing before she makes a bed, so it looks old already. I'm really bummed out, so I'm gonna have to make a new one because it looks terrible. Like, it looks so gross. Anyway, I want to give this a try because it has this second little string in it, and I'm hoping that will give it enough like resiliency to hold itself together. But I liked this color because it's kind of like I'm not sure, what are they called? What is the color called? That might help me. It's called taupe. No, it's not very helpful. But it is like, it's kind of like a dirty coffee color. That's the best way that I could describe it, like dirty coffee. I don't know, I like it. It's like a earthy, it's an earth tone for sure. I don't know, it would go with a lot of things for sure. Listen to me. That is like totally Alberta. Anyway, so I have this. I will report back how it works out. I'm just gonna throw this on the ground now. And then, oh my gosh, okay. So I was at Michael's and this is my card picture. I bought this ridiculous yarn because it was like $2 and it is 50 grams, 70 meters, which is not very much, but for $2, whatever. And it is, they classify this as a bulky weight. Like this is considered a size 5 yarn, but if you look at the actual like thread of it, it's like less than a 1. It's so thin. It's like a lace weight. Do you remember eyelash yarn? I remember when eyelash yarn came out because that was like the hot thing to have. And my mom hated it, and I wasn't crocheting at the time, and I thought it looked neat, and I know this is going to be such a terrible pain to crochet, but I'm also excited for it, and I have an idea for it. So I want to make a little Christmas, not for this Christmas, this will be for next Christmas, a little Christmas Bolero not out of this. Oh my gosh, that would be like epic levels of tacky, and I am here for it, but that's not what I want to do with it because there's only one. a Bolero that will be featuring this, and I will show you a project that I worked on, and it will explain how I would use this a little bit better using visual means. But I thought this would be great, yeah, to just have like interspersed throughout, like just a single, I would probably single crochet this, or maybe a half double crochet, I'm not sure. I'd have to see once I get in there, into the Bolero to see what it looks like, because I think it would be fun. Or one of those circle ones. So many ideas. Okay, doesn't matter. It's for next year. This is a next year's problem. But yeah, so I have this. It is tinsel. It's called tinsel. It's gold. Next, I have these pretty tweed balls that I got. It's just called Cozy Wool Tweed. There's like basically no wool in this. It's fine. I don't care. Calls for a 6.5 millimeter hook, and I feel like that's a little bit aggressive, but I will see. I thought this was pretty. This one, it has a blue, I think it's a blue base. It's like blue and gray together. I don't know, it's quite pretty. I like it. So it has flecks of orange, light yellow, a little bit of red, a little bit of, what else? I definitely see the blue, but I see the gray. I don't know. Can you guys see? What would you say is the dominant base color? It looks really gray on camera, but in real life, it's a like 50-50 split between navy blue and gray. I don't know. I like it. So I have two. I don't know what I'm going to make with these. This I would think would be a giveaway present, because this is not really like my color wheelhouse. As much as I say I like bright colors, I think I like deep rainbow. These are not deep rainbow, but they're still nice. I still like them. They feel really soft. That's really why I got them. They have good feel. So yeah, I have that. These two, and then I have another one, another tweed. That is this one that I feel it is similar with the color specs in it, but it's white base. So this one is called Winter White. All right, the other one's called Autumn something. Autumn Mix, Winter White. And this one is the most Alberta winter I have ever seen in my life. If Alberta winter was a color, this would be it. Exactly. It's got green of the evergreen trees, white for the snow, red and orange for the fireplace. There's kind of like this weird gritty brown color, and that's like when the Chinook comes. And I'm really feeling that because there's a Chinook rolling in right now as I'm recording this. And for those of you who don't know, and I will link more information about this, what is it? I don't even know what you could call it. It's weather, but it's special. It's very special to Southern Alberta. We're the only place that gets it. But it'll be dead winter, so it's been -31 for a few days. And then we'll get a Chinook. What that means is an air mass will will flow to the Rocky Mountains, and then the way that it comes down a certain way means that it gets warm. So a day will go from -31 to, so it's, what was it today? -4? That ended up being -4, which is extremely reasonable. It's right around 30 Fahrenheit, I think, roughly. But I mean, it can get as hot is relative, as +10. But yeah, so but still, winter. It's pretty. I'm excited to work this one. This one I do actually have a plan for. So do you remember in my toque video, not the crochet along with me, but the other one, I was saying how I wanted the flappy toque, and then I wanted to have the thing that goes above, or that has like this around. My daughter has taken that toque over. So what I might do is make a toque of this, and then I will use that other stuff to make like a gaiter that goes around. Is that what it's called? No, gaiters for your feet. Like those neck tube things. And I think this will be perfect for it because it has, I mean, granted, it's only 4%, but I'm hoping that is enough to wick the moisture away from your mouth. But the acrylic in that, it should help it prevent from sticking. That's what I hope. It's hand wash. I don't know. I'll give it a go. The worst thing that can happen is it's not going to work very well for what I want it to, and then I'll just have to use it for everyday use. So that's that. That's my other one. And then I feel like this color has been really hot this season. This turquoise. This is called Botany Teal. It's not turquoise. It's more green, I guess. I don't know. It's just a standard Bernat Premium acrylic yarn. I find these are super... There's the dogs. So sorry, I had to run out. One of my very, very dear friends came to drop something off for me, so I'm very grateful to see her and have a chat. So I have no idea where I left off on this, so I'm just going to keep going because I don't know what I was saying. So here we go. I'm still have one more ball of yarn to show you. Super not exciting, plain white. This is the value yarn from Michael's that I want to say it's $3 or $4. It's really inexpensive. Surprisingly, I like using it. It's an acrylic yarn, sense of theme. But yeah, works well. I have no complaints with it so far. Now what I'm working on. I have my blanket mashed into this basket, and I wish I could say it was finished, but it is not. Where did I stop? Okay, this is the last place that I showed you, right here, and I'm like this far from being done. So close. I'm just having such a hard time completing this project. It's getting big, it's getting unwieldy, and when I took it out and looked at it and put it out flat, it's rectangle but the wrong way. So I'm kind of dreading, I'm thinking I might have to add more rows to the top, and I don't really want to, which is part of the reason I bought that white. Oh, I don't know. I really need some help to get motivated to finish this, like regardless that it's so pretty. If this was springtime and we were getting ready to go camping, I would have had it done like that. So I think that's part of the problem. This is one I might just shelve for a while and get back at it. I don't know. What do you suggest I do? Just be honest, really finish it, right? That being said, I don't think that it would be a big deal if I just left it like this. I don't know. That's the thing. I'll have to, you know what I'm going to do is, I'm going to do this. When I'm finished the last, what am I on? I'm over halfway finished this part. When I finish this, I'm going to put it on our bed because our house bed, sorry, the cat's getting into something. Oh, jeez. Our house bed is roughly the same size as our trailer bed. So if I see how it looks on the house bed, I think I'll be able to do a better assessment of what I should do to fix, or maybe just leave it. We'll see. I'm not going to tie the end off. I'll probably just put a stitch marker in on the last row just to keep the stitch from like pulling out and stuff while I'm moving it around. But it is coming along. It is so close. I can taste it, but I just in a weird pattern where I don't want to finish it right now. So I'd rather do other stuff. I'm like that right now. But yeah, I can still cram into this basket. Okay, speaking of baskets, I have the other one that has a black bottom. I cannot find it anywhere. I must have put it someplace with some other yarn in it, but I don't know where it is. I'm really annoyed with myself actually, because I wanted to use it for something and I can't because I don't know where it is. Okay, anyway. My other thing I am working on, I'm trying keeping it in this bag here. Where is it? So I am using, my sister-in-law, so I end up being this person that people just give like scraps to for some reason. I don't know why. But I am. But they gave me this. So this is some old homespun yarn. I don't like this stuff. I don't. I feel bad because I don't like it. But that being said, I'm making it into something. Oh, here, I found the end. There. So I am making a boho cardigan. Probably size medium or large. We'll see. We'll see when it's done, or how wide I want to make it. So I started out with, and a bunch of these didn't have labels, but I will get into that. So I started out with this color. It's like a pink and a brown and white and yellowish mustard on that end. So that's the center row, and I only did two rows of that. So I'm working, this one I'm working from the center outward. So I did like one, I did a chain and then I row down and then I left a loop, cut it, and then I went and I did the other side, and then I'm continuing on from that. And I will add equal numbers of rows on either side. I've never made one this way before, but why not? 'Tis the season. So I started making this up like this, and now that like I've used this yarn before and I don't like it because it doesn't frog very easily, and I don't really like puffy yarn. Exactly, like those tweed yarns that have like the bits on them. Oh, they drive me up the wall. I don't like them at all. Anyway, these were given to me. I'm not going to say no to free yarn because that's really generous of somebody to just give this to me. But I know these were sitting in someone's house for a long, long, long time because they don't make these anymore, and the label does not look like that. Anyway, so I'm starting this with that color, and I don't know what color that is. Then we're moving on to this color, this here. called Sierra. It too has some brown, light pink, gray. I feel Sierra is a good name for it. It's a little bit sunset, a little bit desert. It's pretty colors. I wish it was just like a straight yarn though. And then finally I have 8 skeins of this quartz. It's called quartz colored yarn. It too has like the brown. This has got blue in it. So when I line them up on the floor, because this is what I do to figure out if I want to use them, and it doesn't always work, but it looks like it will be okay to transition the colors that way. I will see once it works up, because it's turning out to be a lot more, so like it looks like it's like fast variegated, like it's a few stitches of each, but it's not ending up like that. I'm ending up with like big bands of color, which I don't really, I don't know. We'll see. I'm selling this one because I definitely, like, I don't need another boho cardigan. I already have one. And these actually tend to be the things that people, when they request that I make something for them, that's the thing that they ask me to make them all the time, are these cardigans, not the triangle scarves. But I prefer making triangle scarves and I like them better myself. But that's what people like. That's what people like. So I am curious how it's going to turn out. I will keep you updated on it, and I know like I'm coming across super lukewarm on it, but I have also, like, I've started out lukewarm on tons of projects before, and then I actually get into it and I'm like, oh, I might actually keep this for myself because I like it so much. But we'll see. The colors are nice. It's just, yeah, I'm just not a fluffy yarn girl. That's it. Like, I like when you work something up and the stitch is fluffy, but not fluffy yarn. And I think it's because I've had too many times where I've had to frog stuff. It doesn't frog nicely, and then you have to cut it, and it's a pain, and it's ruined, and oh, it makes me so sad. Anyway, that's that. So those are 2 things that I am working on. I think I only have 2. Yes, those are only 2 things I'm working on this week, which is good because the week before I think I had last week, like before I was filming the crochet along with me, which that stuff is still right here. Dr. Pepper is new though. Anyway, I had, oh gosh. Actually, I didn't pick up anything. The week before that, though, was very heavy. I did tons of stuff that week. Last week, not so much. I'm just trying to make it through the days. It's very dark right now. We'll see. All right, and then I will give you my finished projects. No. I said project. This is what I finished this week. I made this super, super cute skirt, and I'm going to get into way too much detail about this, so bear with me. So a skill that I don't have is putting colors together. I usually really struggle with that. So if I were to go to the store and just get a bunch of plain yarn to put together, it would probably, like, they'd be okay, but there might be 1 to 2 colors, depending on how many there are, that like they kind of go, but not really. Like I will have that every once in a while, which is why if I'm mixing colors or patterns together, I usually will choose like Caron cakes or something like that, because they take all the guesswork out for you and they go together and it's fine. There's Caron cakes I don't really like, but it doesn't mean that the colors don't go together. So I did a test this time, and I will say based on how this turned out that it was successful. So what I did is I have 1 yarn that I have here all balled up that is multicolored. So I used this, I called this my baseball. Baseball, haha. What a nerd. My base colors. So this is Lion brand, Thick and Quick. And what color is it? Coney Island. I chose this because I like this part here especially. I absolutely love that. So this yarn is, I like how they do this. I usually say the more threads woven together, the better. But it's like 2 very thin roving pieces that they twist together, and then they change color intermittently. So it goes, and they change regularly, so you don't often have like weird bits. So this goes from this gold and white color to green and gray, and then it changes to dark green and dark gray to this, and then there's a gray and white. So there's a little bit of overlap in some of the colors with how they go through, but I like this. Oh yeah, this orange and white here too. This is really pretty. There's only a few strands of this as a transition, but I like that. Anyway, so I use this. So I took all of my yarn off of my shelf. So above here where you can't see, the shelf is up here though. That's where I keep all my yarn. So I took it all down because I like to sort my yarns into like, I have different things. So I have my giant ball that I have always had. It used to weigh 12 pounds. We're down to 4 now. That is in a bin by itself, and I will put little scraps in there every once in a while when I'm done with them. And then I have my cotton bin, and then my other bins are acrylics, and then if I have like full skeins, I'll put them in a fourth one. So that's how I do that. So I took all of these out, all of these balls, and I used this, and then I would hold up all the different balls to see how they would go. And I ended up with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 colors. Yes, 8. Actually, technically 7. So this I used in a few spots, and this is a thicker yarn. This is a size, I think this is a 6, but I crocheted it with a size 6 millimeter hook, or was it 5.5? No, it was 5.5. That's right. It's 5.5 millimeter, and the waist. I want it. Oh, this waistband. Oh wait, the waistband is fine. Sorry, nothing wrong with it. The yarn, I don't know where I got this. I don't even know why I would have bought this. It's just this gray worsted weight yarn. It is so scratchy. It feels so cheap. I just hate it. It feels so plasticky and gross, and I don't like it. So I was trying to use it up. Luckily, it's a gray that's similar to that. So you can see the gray is in there. It's very similar to this. So this was on there, and I really wanted to use it. And then I had this one here I was showing before. So these would all be cairn cakes, and I believe they were skin cakes. So you can see we're starting to get into another one down here. I don't remember the color of this. I don't remember all of them on there, but I liked the greens in here because this light green, this is actually a light green. It's hard to see on camera here. This green, and there's a darker one that it switched to. Those are present in this ball as well. So those were great. And when I wanted to use a different color, I would just pull it out. So, or pull the excess out, because I didn't want every row to be this like super bright neon green. I want a bit of variation, because there's variation in this. And there's a few rows of double stranded, oh goodness. There's also some purple in there or in this, where is it? This one for some reason. So I cut that out because there's no purple. There, okay, and then this yellow, it's not the same as the gold that is present. It's on the bottom somewhere here, right here. So this is the gold, and the white lion yarn, thick and quick, worked up. So I don't have that gold color, but I did put these two together because while they're adjacent, it doesn't match at all, like not even close, because this is clearly a gold and this is yellow, these two. But these were just little guys that were left over, and I thought I may as well use them. This came to me like this. It looks like it's wool. I don't know if it'll focus. It's a little bit scratchy. It feels like a wool blend with something. Probably acrylic or nylon or something like that. And then this is a straight, just little piece of yellow somebody gave me as well. So like I was talking about how somebody just gave me all this other yarn for this boho cardigan project, I have also ended up with tons and tons of little bits like this as well, that people, I feel like they don't want to get rid of it because they feel like it's too much, but they don't have a use for it. But luckily, I think I'll have a use for it, so I take them. Anyway, there's that. And then this, just a plain Aran colored yarn. This is a light worsted weight. They don't come in half sizes, but it's like a 3.5. So it's like, I don't know, just a usual. This one was probably Burnout Super Saver if I had to guess. I can't remember. This one I would have purchased. How big this ball would have been? I'm not sure. I would have bought this myself and then rolled it up. So there's that one, because it's off-white in here. And then it actually ended up working really nice. I have this yarn that looks like clouds. These were Michael's rescues from the sale bin. I believe I paid a whopping $3 for each of them. This one I'm pretty sure is 2 or 3 rolled into here, and this is one. I don't remember what they're called. They don't make these anymore, but they're just fun, like fluffy brushed. Can you see it? Oh, there, maybe if I go there. Like, it just looks like that, and it added this really cute I'm not usually big on a lot of texture usually, but I really like how this ended up turning out. Here, where's the big row? Right here. Right here. It just adds a little something else other than just the color. And I like how, so this one's a little bit odd, but it didn't end up coming through in the crocheting. So it's gray and pink and blue. It's harder to see on camera. It's quite pretty in real life. I've made some other stuff with this color before. And then this one is like basically a straight gray with a few touches of blue here and there and a little bit of white. This was the one that ended up coming out most, and it's a touch dark for the gray, but it's still the same kind of gray. So all colors will have like a base to them. So they'll have a red base, a blue base, or a yellow base. So like these, they're blue. The gray is like a bluish gray. It's not a red gray or anything like that. So that's that. So yeah, I paired those together because they are lightweight, just to give it a little bit more heft. And then someone gave me this brown. This is a Burnett. This is one of those Super Savers. Usually you get them at Walmart for like, oh gosh, probably $15 at Christmas time, but it's just like a chocolate brown. I don't use brown very much. It's not one of my favorite colors, but I love how it was incorporated. And actually, I don't even know if there's brown in here. I didn't even look. That's so weird that I would have picked it and not even noticed. I guess there's this burgundy that it's like adjacent to. Oh well, no big deal. So that one was a gift. These ones I bought. This one I must have bought these ones too. I'm like over the years, like don't think I bought this all like for this project. And then this one, I remember exactly where I got this. Michael's, for a very short time last year, had these absolutely beautiful, like properly twisted skeins of yarn that you could buy. And I bought this, and then there was this admittedly hideous, but I loved it, transition color that it was a mixture of this and turquoise, and then the turquoise because I was going to make something that faded. And I never did. So I just have this giant ball of this color. So this is the orange that's in here, which again, I think there's orange in here. This one was the closest, because all the other orange I have is like this traffic cone orange, because I do really like that color. And this one, actually, you can kind of see, so it's a little bit variated in the color, and it's like kind of green in places, which is odd, and I'm not sure why it's like that, but you know what? It worked. I like how this all ended up. I think using this as my base color and then finding the yarns that I had that went with it was a really great idea, because I really feel like this turned out so well. I'm so happy with how it looks and how it turned out and how it worked up. And it didn't hardly take me any time at all. I would say like maybe 6 hours in total. And I feel like the thing that took the longest was the waistband. It's half double crochet and then you front loop only in the next row, so it's like that to give it the ribbed appearance. Okay, so on to the, I didn't go in any particular order. I just would go how I felt I wanted it to. So it is random, but I mean, there's only 7 colors, so of course, like there's going to be some that are near each other every time. This turquoise was actually at the beginning of the same ball as this, and this was before I really just firmly decided what I was going to do with this garment, and so I just left it like that. And you know, if I was giving this to somebody else, I wouldn't have done that, but because it's mine, I'm like, no big deal. I doubt anybody's really going to notice that anyway. So I'm sure you're curious what stitches I use, because you can tell from looking at it, they are not all the same. So it's mostly double crochet. Almost all the rows are double crochet. So this turquoise one is double crochet, double crochet, double crochet, half double crochet. And then I don't know the name of this. It's sort of like a bean stitch, but you only do it twice. So I'm going to demonstrate it for you, because I don't know how to describe it without demonstrating it. Okay, so I have made my base chain here. And one thing I've noticed recently looking at Crochet With Me tutorials is I do it opposite of everybody else I've seen. So I'm a bit worried that I've learned this wrong. So this is a standard chain. The way that I see it is like this, right? So it looks like a braid on this side. So everyone that I've watched lately, they don't flip it over and they just go straight in and they use this, which is odd to me, because I was always taught to flip it like this the other way. So then like you would see it this way, and then I would use the top, these two up here, as like my foundation. Like that's where I would stick my hook under, not under the single one. It's weird. Okay, anyway, so the stitch that I was doing, we'll just do a double crochet. So it doesn't count the first one. So I would do like half of a double crochet like this, and I yarn over, and you go back into the same stitch hole. So this, it's not a toggle two together and make it smaller, it's just usual. Yarn over, put through the same. So now I have 4 stitches on my hook, then yarn over again and pull through 2. So that I have 1, 2, 3 on the hook, and then yarn over again and pull through all 3 like that. So we'll do another one. So you start like a regular double crochet, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, put through the same hook or hole, and then so there's 2 of what those are. It's hard to see, isn't it? Did I even take a video of it? Probably not. I was too busy looking at this. So that's what I did for these stitches, and I feel like it shows up better in this fine yarn versus that other yarn. But that's what I did, and I don't know the name of that stitch. It's not that important. So yeah, that I've done it for the fine yarns a few times, just because I liked how it looked. And then what else did I do? This is a treble crochet, this one here, so that's why it's so much longer than the other ones. And then this is my skin, you can see through. This is a, oops, got some stuck to my finger. This is a double crochet, chain double crochet, and I really liked how this ended up turning out, putting that in there. Like it just gives it like texture, I guess. I don't know. I really like it. I think it gives it a little bit of je ne sais quoi. And then this row here and this brown one here, I did a herringbone half double crochet with those just to add a little bit of interest in there. So I did 2 rows of that for those, because a single row, I don't know, it feels like it's missing something when it's just a single row of the herringbone half double crochet. I may have done that for this last one as well. I can't remember. Yeah, so I did that. So other than, I don't think I did any single crochet. No, and I just finished the bottom like normally. No, so it's all double crochet and half double crochet on here to create this loveliness. So that's that. And yes, so this is the thicker yarn, and like you can feel when you touch it, like this is thicker because I added those stitches like I showed you in the demonstration. This one not so much because it's just the regular double crochet, but I liked it. I really like how this turned out. So I have yet to street test it, but that will be next. I am going to wash it first because I always like to do that in lieu of blocking for my own garments. I block garments for others that have requested them, but when it's my own stuff, it really doesn't matter to me. Like like that cardigan that I made, I never blocked it. I just put it in the washing machine, and for me, it's fine. But again, if you were like, hey, Claudia, could you make me this? I would absolutely, I always do that. I always go through all the steps of blocking and marking it and making sure everything's even and perfect like that. Because I would feel really badly if I gave somebody a garment that was like that I didn't put my 100% attention into. Like for me, like if I'm making it for myself, it's really not a big deal in my mind if one mitten is a little bit longer than the other or something like that. But it makes me feel like, it makes me concerned that someone would get the idea that I don't care about them because I didn't put the effort forth into making it nice for them. That's always my concern. So yeah, whenever somebody wants me to make them something, or something for sale as well, I always put a ton of detail and I really focus on that. Like that's when I like to put my headphones on, and I don't like to be bothered, and I just like to get it done. So it's all of that stuff for that. So I feel like I was very chatty this episode. Thank you so much for joining me on Crochet, a Canadian crochet podcast. If you enjoyed what you saw today, can you give me a like? Looks like this. I wish we had the star rating system. Do you remember that? If you would like to see future episodes of Crochet, you can subscribe to this channel and make sure you hit the notification button to get notified when I upload. I generally upload at 1:30 p.m. Mountain Time on Wednesdays, and special editions will be coming out on Saturdays. Those are not usually planned. Those will be just once in a while. And this will be the last episode of 2021. I'm going to take a couple of weeks off and just spend the time between Christmas and New Year's with my family and doing all of those fun winter things. And I'm hoping to have a big bonfire on the winter solstice, which is coming up. And I am so glad that you guys decided to spend some time with me today. Happy crocheting, and I will chat with you later. Bye!